What if Ahsoka Tano's decision to leave the Jedi Order was one of the most defining moments in her life and for the galaxy? But imagine if she had chosen differently. Imagine if, after being falsely accused and then exonerated, she had accepted the Council's apology and returned. If Ahsoka had stayed, the Jedi Order would have been forced to confront its flaws much earlier. Her case exposed the Council's arrogance, their dependence on the Senate, and their growing distance from the living force. Her return, especially after their failure to trust her, might have humbled them, reminding them that the Jedi were meant to be servants of peace, not soldiers of politics. Anakin Skywalker in particular would have changed dramatically. His sense of betrayal and loss when Ahsoka walked away was one of the emotional blows that made him vulnerable to Palpatine. If she had stayed, she would have remained a grounding presence in his life, someone who understood him, who shared his frustrations with the Council, but also his desire to do good. Ahsoka was one of the few people Anakin listened to without pride. Her compassion could have been the emotional anchor that kept him from falling. When Palpatine began to manipulate Anakin, Ahsoka might have sensed the darkness earlier. Her connection to him was strong enough that she would have noticed his growing anger and confusion. She could have intervened not as a superior, not as a council member, but as a friend and equal. Her influence might have prevented his isolation, which was what allowed Sidious to control him. In this alternate timeline, the Clone Wars would still end in chaos, but not with the annihilation of the Jedi. Ahsoka's presence would have inspired change. Within the Order, Jedi like Obi-Wan and Plo Koon respected her insight, and under her example, others might have begun questioning the Jedi's role in the war. The Council could have distanced itself from Palpatine before he gained absolute control. When the time came to reveal his identity as Darth Sidious, Palpatine would have faced a more unified Jedi Order, one that wasn't fractured by distrust. Ahsoka and Anakin together could have confronted him, and the prophecy of the Chosen One might have been fulfilled without tragedy. Anakin wouldn't have become Darth Vader. He would have become the Jedi he was always meant to be. The Republic would have changed too. The Jedi, learning from their mistakes, might have helped form a new system, one that valued balance over domination. Ahsoka would have become a central figure in this transformation, remembered as the voice that guided the Jedi back to the Force's true purpose. In this reality, there would be no galactic empire, no purge of the Jedi. Instead, there would be reform, slow, difficult, but real. And the galaxy would remember Ahsoka Tano not as a survivor of the old order, but as its savior, the one who stayed and taught the Jedi what it truly meant to listen to the Force again.